Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at what wrong assumptions do people make about you. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. We have 3 piles to choose from. So for pile number 1, we have the crystal Sodalite and the Tarot of the Divine. For pile number 2, we have Malachite and the Light Seer's Tarot. And for pile number 3, we have Larimar with the Chrysalis Tarot. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Pick whichever pile you're most drawn to, the one that is calling out to your soul the most, and that will be your pile for today. Once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number 1s. If you chose the Sodalite crystal and the Tarot of the Divine, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at what wrong assumptions do people make about you. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates to leave the rest. Let's get started with your tarot cards first. So spirit guides on my pile number 1s. Spirit guides on my pile number 1s. What wrong assumptions do people make about them? So we do have the High Priestess. What wrong assumptions do people make about them? We have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Two of Wands. We have the Ten of Wands. And we have the King of Pentacles in the reverse. So the star is popping out with the Eight of Swords at the back of the deck for now. So what I'm basically getting from this energy. Okay, the High Priestess makes me think people could wrongly assume that you've always been somebody very intuitive and wise. If you do resonate with being somebody intuitive, by the way that you speak, because Sodalite is a crystal of communication, they may assume that you always have known the right things to do, the right steps to take in your life, the right moves to make, to open up doors to new things you want to achieve and create for yourself. People may assume that you've always been this very wise person that just knows what to do. People may wrongfully assume that, like, your life has always been perfect, or you've always just known what to do, that things just come easily to you in ways with the High Priestess. Ideas come easily to you, things like that. But I'm getting that that is not true, because with the Eight of Swords at the back of the deck and the star that was popping out, maybe it's taken a lot of stuck moments, a lot of growth through the pain to get you to this place of wisdom. People may wrongly assume things about your character, I'm hearing. They may assume that you haven't always been this honest person, that you may have been dishonest in the past but growed through that. Really weird, but that's what I'm seeing. Some people may assume like you've always been this good communicator, but I think it's taken work for you to work on your communication skills and grow your communication skills. And you've grown through the pain, through the stuckness, and rebirthed yourself with the skull here. And so people may wrongfully assume like things have always been easy for you. You've always had the key to open new doors. You've always been quite lucky with the grapes here, because grapes to me represent luck. But that is not the case. You know, you've had a lot of hardships in your life that they don't see with the Ten of Wands. And it's taken you a long time, a lot of persistence to get to where you are today with the Knight of Pentacles. but they may wrongfully assume like this has just been easy for you and it's just been a fast journey and it hasn't taken a lot on your side. But the Ten of Wands here tells me it's taken a lot of hard work for you to get to where you are right now, and it's taken a lot of dedication and patience for you to be where you are right now. They may wrongly assume things about your past, that it wasn't as tough at it as it was. With the King of Pentacles reverse, I'm getting that maybe you haven't always had the best financial situation, and maybe you aren't in the greatest financial situation, but people may assume that opportunities and financial growth comes to you very easy. And if you are in a better place financially right now, they may assume that it's always been that way, but it hasn't been the case. So in terms of zodiac signs I see so far, I do see a lot of Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, and Pisces. This could be your actual sign, or people wrongfully assume this is your zodiac sign. Take it as it resonates. What else am I getting here? So if you are open about being somebody intuitive, I'm seeing a message here of like people wrongly assuming things about your intuition. So like I'm almost getting the sense like if you are openly intuitive, I just saw 555. They may think things like you can read their mind. They may think that they can't hide anything from you, that you'll just always know. They may think of you as a more magical, like, type of person. Like, they're showing me that's a raven, that you, like, see visions like that's a raven, that you can, like, be this, like, magical person that can just make things happen, like, now in an instant. But I guess that's based off how intuition is shown through movies and things like that. Like I mentioned, that's a raven. But I'm also seeing Charmed, where they have those magical powers, if you've ever watched Charmed. So that's coming through. They may have like an assumption that is not based on reality. And 555 makes me think of the changes that have happened in your life. They may think that those changes that have recently happened in your life, or the changes you've recently made within yourself, have always been the way you've been, if that makes sense. So let's say, for example, how I mentioned intuition and wisdom. Maybe they assume that you've always been this way, or that maybe you have gotten better in your finances. They may assume you've always been this way, that it hasn't been due to a change you've made on your own. So in the last month, only 41% of my viewers have subscribed to my channel. So if you enjoy my videos so far and would like to stay up to date with what I post daily, hit the subscribe button to not miss out. Thank you to all my subscribers that have been supporting me since the beginning. Your support means the world to me. My goal is to reach 100k subscribers by the end of the year, and I can't do it without you. Thank you to everybody that supports the channel, that watches, and sending you so much love and gratitude your way. So we do have the Hierophant at the back of the deck, which again is the wisdom Taurus energy showing up strongly with the Hierophant. And I'm getting that, yeah, like that's the message I gave before, that you've always just been this wise person, but it's taken a lot of growth on your part. It's taken a lot of you going through those hardships on your own to be able to attain that wisdom. I'm almost seeing like people just assume like, okay, I talk about you today, you're gonna dream about me talking about you, and like now I'm scared of you because you're so intuitive. I kind of get that feeling here, or like that you've always been very smart, that it hasn't taken work for you to be this smart with the King of Swords, and that you've always just known things and just been a genius all your life. That's kind of what I'm getting here. We do have the Lovers reversed. People wrongfully assume that you're somebody that is not looking for love, that you're not somebody that is like a romantic person, or like you don't really want love in your life. That's not your main focus. People may wrongfully assume like you're more so focused on your career and your goals than your actual love life, which may not be true. We have the Nine of Swords reverse. People assume that you've never had any worries or fear in your life, that things have just come easy to you. You've just always known what to do next, what steps to take next. You've always just had luck in your life, that things have just been easy for you. Your growth has happened easily. Things have come to you easily. You've never had a worry or a challenge or a struggle a day in your life. That's what people wrongfully assume about you. We have the Page of Wands showing up next. People also wrongly assume that like your childhood has been happy and all dandy, that like you've never had any problems with your family or with childhood that you had to heal from or anything like that. We have the World. People wrongly assume that you've achieved more than you actually have. So I guess this is about how easy your life is, how easy things come to you, which I think is actually, if we look at it in this perspective, it can be a good thing, but it can also be something negative, where people are not empathizing with your struggles and just thinking you live this perfect life, thinking you're perfect in ways. But when we look at it in a positive perspective, think of this as they're helping you manifest the things you actually do want. If they are thinking this about you, then they're helping you manifest more of this smartness, more of this intuitive wisdom, more of this luck, more opportunities your way, more ease. I hope that makes sense. I see 11:11 on the clock. So people may wrongly assume that certain endings have happened in your life where they haven't. Like maybe you stopped working at a specific career, or maybe you stopped dating someone or being friends with somebody because like maybe you haven't posted with them in a while, and so they wrongly assume that. Really weird. Like maybe even strangers that view your social media, for example, or something along those lines. People also wrongly assume like you always have passion, that you never go through moments of not having passion or motivation to reach your goals and the things you want in life. People may wrongly assume that you're just here for a good time when it comes to your love life, that you're not looking for commitment, that you may have commitment issues. Maybe you're somebody very attractive and people will just assume that you're a little bit of a player, a little bit of a heartbreaker. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Okay, then we have the Ace of Cups and the Star. So people may wrongly assume that you're healing some kind of connection in your life. So for example, how I mentioned friendship. Let's say you have a friend in your life that you, like everybody knows you're friends with them, but then people like wrongly assume that you and them are like going through some challenges right now in your connection and that you're healing that connection, but they're not really sure, or healing from that connection, that that connection is ended in your life when it really hasn't. Or like, let's say you do have a lover, but people just assume you don't because maybe you don't post about them and they assume that you don't want love or that that connection ended in your life and you're healing from it. I'm getting like that type of vibe of social media. People may wrongly assume that you're more so focused on your own self-love and self-development than connections in your life. People may wrongly assume that you've always just believed in yourself and had a good connection to yourself, had love for yourself, that, you know, things have been easy for you, that like miracles have happened in your life, and you've always just believed in yourself and things have just happened easily for you. I guess that's a basis and a theme we see here. Let's get out your oracle cards now. People may also wrongly assume that you're quite detached in ways, that you have a lot of fun in your life and you don't have to really work hard to get the things you want, that you're able to just have fun when you want to and not worry about like spending money. But these aren't things like they won't say to your face. I'm feeling that energetically, but things they think. I'm also seeing strong Aquarius energy here. Okay, now let's take a look at these oracle cards that I pulled for you. We have loss, lack, fear, victimization. So this is what I spoke about, that you've never been through any kind of loss in your life. You've never experienced the lack of anything. That you've never had a worry a day in your life or been in situations where you've been victimized. They may secretly envy this, that your life has been so easy, but that is not the case. We have healing the heart with the power of self-love. So that's what I was speaking about, like you're not wanting connections right now, you're more so focusing on you. You're healing your heart from a connection that has quote unquote ended, but it hasn't ended in your life. Precognition, psychic ability, future vision. People, this is what I was speaking about before, like people just think you can just see the future like so quickly that you just know everything. So they have some kind of wrongful assumption about your intuition. We have bright heart light with open connections and sensuality with feminine wisdom and passion. When I read open connections with sensuality, people may assume that you're not a monogamous person, that you have an open relationship if you do have a relationship. I know that sounds contradictory, but this is like maybe other energies I'm picking up on, where they assume that like you want to like have freedom with your sensuality and be able to express your sensuality with anybody, and that you're not like committed to just one person, that you have open relationships, so that you have friends with benefits or situationships, and that you're not one to catch feelings. This may be because you're just a very sexy person, because you're just like this very attractive person, and then people just may assume you're like either polyamorous or like more of a player. That people fall for you, but you don't fall for them. Okay, we have wings of light with becoming something new. So whoever you've become today, whoever you've transformed into today, people assume that you've always been this way. We have river of blessings with releasing constraints. That you've always had blessings in your life. You've never had to worry about constraints or challenges, as said before. Opening heart, deep connections, water blessings. And go with the flow, letting go, cleansing, receiving. So they wrongfully assume you've let go of certain deep connections in your life. That's what I spoke about before. And that you're wanting new connections in your life right now. That you still have love for them, but you're no longer in a connection with them or in a friendship with them. I don't know why, but that's something I see. And that you're more of this go with the flow type of person in your love life or in your kind of like relationships, that you're not somebody to really commit or to do anything. Like you're just more detached in your connections. That's what people wrongfully assume about you. So this has been an ongoing theme. I'm getting one-sided connections, unrequited love. Like some people feel a deeper connection to you than you feel with them. I heard the word disposable, so people may assume that you look at your relationships as if they're disposable. Weird energy, but that's what I heard. Yeah, that's what I have for you, pile number 1. I really hope this reading did not resonate with you, because I don't think you're like this. Yeah, this is what I see. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi, I'm in pile number 2s. If you chose this Malachite crystal in the Light Seer's Tarot, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at what wrong assumptions do people make about you. So, yeah, let's start out with your tarot cards, and then we're going to move on to oracle cards in the middle of your reading. So, spirit guides of pile number 2s. By the way, I think this pile is very, very intuitive, or yeah, because I feel my third eye expanding a lot. You may be clairvoyant in ways. Or people may just assume that you just know things. Let's just see your cards. So spirit guides of pile number 2s. What wrong assumptions do people make about them? So we have the King of Swords showing up first. We have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Pentacles. We have the King of Wands reversed. Three of Wands. And Seven of Swords reversed. Let's just do this. So I'm getting with this energy. People assume that, okay, because I'm getting like you're actually very intuitive, very wise, very connected to your own emotional nature, your own heart in a way, since you chose the Malachite crystal. But people may assume that you're more of this, which you are an intelligent person, but they assume that you kind of more so make decisions based off logic rather than emotions, and you're more so detached from your own emotions and like look at things in more of a logical perspective, which I do think you are very smart, my pile number 2s, but people just assume that you're not like an emotional person, that you're more detached, more aloof, that you don't believe in spiritual things like, or anything like that. You're more grounded on earth. So we have Eight of Swords at the back of the deck, Nine of Cups, Empress reversed, Four of Pentacles reversed. Okay, people assume like, do you see the High Priestess behind this? So you're very intuitive. Okay, people may assume that you've never had to save a day in your life, or that you don't like to save money, that you more so like to spend your money. People may assume you don't want children in this lifetime, which some of you do actually have children or do actually want children, or that you want children if you don't want children. So take it as it resonates. Nine of Cups is here behind that. So people may assume that you've never like had any doubts in yourself when it comes to the things you dream of or wish of. Like you've never had to doubt this or feel stuck that you don't get your wishes, that your wishes just come to you. People may wrongly assume that you're somebody that more so likes to work with others and collaborate, but maybe you're somebody that more so likes to work alone. Or it could be that you like to collaborate with others, but they assume that you like to work alone. So whatever is the opposite of what you are. People may assume that it hasn't taken you a lot of hard work to get to your wishes and dreams. People may wrongly assume as well you're somebody that they're kind of like, some people will suspect that you're a deceitful person, that you're not to be trusted with the Seven of Swords reversed, but it's not actually true. They're suspecting something that is not real based off their own trust issues with the Eight of Swords at the back of the deck, based off their own beliefs that are not true, right? That are being mirrored to them, that they cannot see. So say for instance, this person has a belief, this particular person has a belief that they can't trust anybody in the world, that the whole world is cruel. And let's say you are a really loving person with Malachite, you are a really nurturing person, but maybe they just assume that you're not to be trusted, that you're hiding something that they can't see, but it's not true. And that's just some people, not all, because that card came out last and I almost was not going to take it. The Three of Wands here makes me feel as though people may wrongly assume that you've never had any type of problem with seeing what you want in the future. Because I'm getting that either this pile has had moments of indecisiveness where you didn't know what you wanted, but people assume you always just know what you want, or you always just know what steps to take for the future. But sometimes you really have to think about it and really have to gain clarity within, where you feel a little bit stuck, where you don't know what to do next. But they assume that those ideas just come to you and that clarity just comes to you and you just know where to go and what steps to take, that you're clued up. It's kind of giving this vibe of like, let's say I'm taking steps towards something and I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I'm just faking it till I make it, but people assume I know what I'm doing. That's kind of like the energy I get here. Or it could be the opposite way around if that is true. People may wrongly assume that you're somebody that is having a big ego with the King of Wands reversed, that you have like a lot of pride. For some of you, I'm getting some may wrongly assume that you don't like to share things with others, that you're a little bit more selfish. And remember, these are wrong assumptions, so don't take them to heart because they're not true. And maybe you're somebody really attractive with the King of Wands, or, you know, if you resonate with being a Queen of Wands, doesn't matter, but maybe you're somebody a lot more attractive, so people would naturally assume that you're just someone that has a big ego. But maybe it's taken you a lot of time to build self-confidence to a place that you're happy with. And maybe at times you do feel insecure, which is normal. But yeah, that's what people wrongly assume. People may also wrongly assume that you want to be a leader in some way, but don't know if you can, or you are a leader in some way, but you're not. Take it as it resonates. I feel very stuck with your reading because I feel like people assume things about you, but then they kind of question it. So I feel very hesitant as I'm doing your reading to speak, like very stuck, like is it true or is it not true? I'm getting that people wrongly assume you've never had any sort of insecurities in your life. That you've just been happy with yourself when you look in the mirror. So in the last month, only 41% of my viewers have subscribed to my channel. So if you enjoy my videos so far and would like to stay up to date with what I post daily, hit the subscribe button to not miss out. Thank you to everybody that supports my videos. Thank you to all my subscribers that have been supporting me since the beginning. Your support means the world to me. My goal is to reach 100k subscribers by the end of the year, and I can't do it without you. So let's see what cards you have. So we have Seven of Cups reversed at the back of the deck for now. Let's see. The Emperor. So definitely like strong leadership energies, things like that showing up. I'm looking at how he's kind of like playing a game here of chess, I think. Um, People may wrongly assume that you're more of like a strategic person, that you plan, that you're organized, that you're more logical than emotional, that you sort of play games with others, mental games, King of Swords opposite the Emperor. That you know how to get your way, that you know how to persuade people. I'm hearing the word manipulative, which is so not true, but it is coming through. Sorry, pile 2. We have the 8 of Pentacles, and I don't think that's everybody, but just some people. We have the 4 of Swords. So people may wrongly assume that you have more of a relaxed job, that life isn't stressful for you, that maybe you can just choose your hours of work and it's just a walk in the park for you. You don't break a sweat. People may wrongly assume that you've always been a master at whatever you do, that you've always just had some kind of talent, which I feel like this pile is very talented. That is true, but maybe it's taken a lot of work, blood, sweat, and tears, days and nights, and patience for you to grow to where you're at right now in your career. But people assume like you've always been this way, you've always had the knowledge that you've had, and things have just been a walk in the park. Things have just been easy and relaxed and chilled for you. We do have the High Priestess, which is confirming what I said earlier. They may think that they're reading you based off what is true with King of Wands reverse, that you are egotistical, that you only care about yourself. They may think that they're reading you this way, but it's wrong. Okay? We have the 7 of Wands. We have the Knight of Wands. So I'm hearing the word delays. People may wrongly assume that you've had no delays in getting what you want in life. Things have just happened fast for you with the Knight of Swords. Whatever you've taken action towards, the results have come fast. So people may wrongly assume that you don't have passion for what you do, I hear. A lot of these messages are quite harsh and mean. Sorry, pile 2. Okay, they're assuming you don't have passion for what you do, that you just do it to make money, I hear. They may wrongly assume that you're very competitive and you see yourself as better than others, and that you want to be further than others in life. That you want to be the one that has achieved the most, more than others. I hear the word boastful. So, with the 7 of Cups reverse, keep in mind that this is based off their own illusions. These things are definitely not true since the topic name is wrong things. But with 7 of Cups reverse, this is definitely telling me it's based on their own illusions, is what I'm hearing. So, say for instance, it's taken a lot of challenge to get where you're at. It's been slow. You've had a lot of patience. You've put in a lot of action to get where you are right now. But maybe they just assume like these things about you. Because maybe, for example, let's say it's coming from a place of insecurity. So Spirit is using an example of, say somebody sees you working really hard. And they feel insecure that they have not worked hard. So maybe they put a label on you as competitive to make themselves feel better. But they're doing this unknowingly from a subconscious place. Okay, so it's like that thing of, okay, let's say somebody sees Spirit is showing me an example. Somebody sees a really successful woman and then they assume she effed her way to the top. That's like an example of what Spirit is showing me. Or let's say they see somebody really attractive, and then they naturally assume that that person is not naturally attractive and they got plastic surgery, which there's nothing wrong with it. It's everybody's has their own body and it's their choice of life. So, but that's basically what I'm trying to say here as an example to the energy. It's out of a place of insecurity because I feel their solar plexus is quite wounded in a way. And they sense energetically from a subconscious level, even if they're not intuitive, we're all spiritual beings in a human body. So we do feel energy sometimes without realizing. So they sense your power. They feel your strong solar plexus energies, your strong self-worth that you've built for yourself naturally over time. Then they naturally just assume these things about you because you're in your power. And it's kind of like an attack on you with the Seven of Wands to try make themselves feel better. Okay, Seven of Swords reverse opposite the Knight of Wands makes me feel as though some people may assume. I heard the word performative, like you're a performative person, that you hide things from others, like you act happy or act like a certain way to be liked by others. People may wrongly assume that you're quite defensive because you're hiding something. That's not everybody, but some people. I get that for some people, like, they just are trying to find anything bad about you because they see your own power. They see your own potential before you see it yourself, and then they try to put these bad labels onto you that are quite negative and mean, again, to try and make themselves feel better. Some people may assume that you are, okay, like in the workspace, having connections that help you get to the top, where you didn't actually put in the work towards it. Some people may assume that you act very happy, but you're not. But maybe it's because they're not happy and they're just trying to make themselves feel better. Some people may assume that you're like more so looking for pleasure and passion in your connections than a long-term connection. That you have like quick relationships that come into your life, that you're quick to leave as well. Eight of Cups. That maybe you're somebody that just ghosts people, leaves people after you've gotten what you wanted from them. Weird energy. Page of Swords. And the Four of Pentacles reverse. So this is what I was speaking about. Maybe people wrongly assume like you're impulsive and you don't save money and that you just spend money. That you've never had to like wait for things and wish hard and dream hard. That, like if you've made impulsive decisions or did the wrong things, that somebody else was there to save you or help you, or that you naturally just had like a rich family that could help you out of these financial problems. It's giving me that type of vibe. People may assume that you're somebody that like more so likes the thrill of life and passion and partying and things like that. Like you're not somebody that has this type of energy where you had to work hard for things. I hope that makes sense. People also may wrongly assume that ideas and things just come easy to you, come quickly to you. You don't have to struggle to find ideas. You may be quite innovative in ways, but it may take a lot of time and effort to think of certain ideas. So, I don't know, like, I feel a little bit bad giving this reading. Sorry, pile 2. I also feel quite hesitant giving these messages that I see. These are things people would never say to your face, but sometimes think. And they're completely wrong, of course. Let's get your oracle cards. To be honest, I think you intimidate a lot of people. And they're just not happy with themselves. So they try to find something wrong with you. They try to find anything wrong with you because they put you on this pedestal, but then they think you think you're better than others. I hope that makes sense. So spirit guides of pile number 2, and I hear the word jealousy. It may be out of a place of jealousy and envy. We have shamanic journey, purpose attunement, and vision quest. We have tenderness with true love and compassion. Okay, this true love card is on top of the 8 of Cups. So people may wrongly assume that, like, people have given you true love, but you just walked away from them. So say, for instance, you were in a toxic connection where that person actually did you wrong. But then maybe people just assume, like, oh, you just walked away from them and they gave you so much love. That's kind of the energy I'm getting. Like, oh, this was your true love, this was your soulmate, and you just walked away from them. But they're not seeing the full story. That you've never, like, had to heal from any kind of connections. Which is so not true. We have sacred purpose, eternal flame, ancestral legacy. We have divine feminine in the reverse, magnetic and receptive power. Okay, what am I getting here? Wrong things people assume about pile 2. Duality, many meanings, misunderstanding. They're misunderstanding you a lot. I feel like this pile has been very misunderstood by people. Your intentions were misunderstood. Divine masculine, electric and active power. So we do have clairvoyance at the back of the deck. So it's kind of like the way they're interpreting you. They think they're right about what they're interpreting, but they're actually wrong. They think they're seeing something that is hidden about you that is actually true, but it's not true. Because I'm getting you're somebody that is very nurturing. You have a very big heart, as I said before. But then some people will just assume that you're hiding something, that you're not really as loving as you say you are or as you show. That you have like ulterior motives, but again, that's based off their own trust issues. People may assume that you don't have a good relationship to your family. That you come from a family where, like, you've done wrong things and you've never been disciplined for it or anything like that, and like it's just normal to do these wrong things. So I'm getting a specific scenario here. Let's say somebody here was dating a man and you are a woman. I'm seeing a specific situation, so it's not going to resonate with everybody. But you dated a man, right? And you really had to heal from this connection. This connection took you out of your power, and you had to build your kind of confidence back up to a place where you were happy with yourself. Maybe this person put you down a lot or made you feel unworthy of their love. Maybe you nurtured this person a lot and gave them all your love. And maybe this is also based off them saying things about you where other people are misunderstanding you, people you don't really know well, like people on their side. So say this person was like blaming you and saying you are the bad guy in their story, but they were actually the bad guy to you. And now it's like those people that they were speaking to are thinking this about you. I'm even hearing some of it could be based off rumors where people see you in your power and they try to take you out of your power. And then people hear a rumor and they just assume it's true, but it's not true. You know what I mean? So I guess most of what we're seeing here comes from a place of jealousy, comes from a place of people trying to tear you down in their own mind because it makes them feel better about themselves. And it's coming from a place of their own shadow self, but they don't really see that. So this is what I have for you, pile 2. Sorry to give these messages. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number 3s. If you chose this Larimar crystal in the Chrysalis Tarot, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at the wrong assumptions people make about you. So let's go ahead and use the tarot cards that you chose first. And then towards the middle of the reading, we're going to get your oracle cards. So spirit guides of my pile number 3s. Spirit guides on my pile number 3s. What are the wrong assumptions people make about them? So we have the 6 of Spirals, which is the 6 of Wands. We have the Watcher with the Queen of Mirrors, which is the Queen of Cups. We have the 5 of Stones, which is the 5 of Pentacles. We have the 3 of Spirals, which is the 3 of Wands. We have the 5 of Mirrors, which is the 5 of Cups. So I'm getting that you're somebody that has big dreams. And you're flexible as you wait for those dreams to come into fruition. You're somebody with a lot of love in your heart for whatever it is you're doing and dreaming about, but you also have a lot of love in your heart. That's true, definitely. So you're like waiting for this dream to grow. You're building towards it and waiting for this dream to go. But with the Watcher, I'm getting the message that I get a contradictory message. Some may wrongfully assume that you are looking at other people that are doing the same thing as you. You're watching them and I'm seeing like a message of copying, like you're copying other people to get to the top. Or that you're watching other people and that you're not grateful for what you have, that you're sort of like comparing yourself, that you're disappointed that you haven't grown fast enough to your goal, to your dream, which, may somewhat be true for some of you, but I don't feel like you're necessarily in this energy of disappointment or heartbreak as much as they assume if it is sort of true, which I feel like for most of you it's not true. But I feel like you, even if it is sort of true where you do sort of feel like, I wish I was further along right now. Yeah, like I've put in a lot of work towards it. It hasn't not necessarily gone the way I intended to. I thought I would get here faster, but I do still have hope for the future and I do still want to grow. I still do have this big dream and I still do want to move towards that with my motivation because I really have a love for what I do. And so I do see you still growing towards that and still being patient and learning and dedicating yourself to this dream you have. Then I see the message of Jack and the Beanstalk, where people think that some people, this is like a contradictory message. Some people think this, whereas other people think that you've just grown overnight, that it didn't take any sort of effort on your part, and they may compare themselves to you and watch you. And it's like they're kind of coming from this place of lack and not feeling great about the kind of growth they've had in their own successes. Because the Six of Wands is about successes, right? And they're watching your success and thinking it came to you easily. Like Jack and the Beanstalk, he throws, or the mother, I don't know, they throw that bean and then it grows like a magical, and it grows to the top of the sky so quickly. So it's kind of like some people wrongly assume that it took minimal effort for you to get to where you are right now. And they're kind of like, how did they do this? But maybe it took a lot of effort for you to get here. Maybe it took a lot of time, patience, dedication, not giving up on your dream. But maybe they only see the result. Okay, I'm getting a very interesting message. People from your past are projecting onto you that you're still watching them, that you still talk about them, that you still care about them. But they're kind of projecting onto you because I feel like some of you won't resonate with this and be like, I'm just focusing on me. But they're actually watching you. And if you do somewhat watch them, sometimes out of a place of curiosity, I feel like you are still healing from this and moving on. And you are more so focusing on you, but they're watching you more than you watch them if you do sort of watch them. And they're projecting it onto you that you are always watching them, that you still care, that you still feel hurt about the connections, that you still like are heartbroken over them, that you haven't moved on. Things like that. In terms of zodiac signs I see here, this could be your actual zodiac sign or an assumption that they make. I do see a lot of Pisces energy, Cancer, Scorpio. Then I do see Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I sort of feel like crying in this energy, so I don't know like if sometimes people wrongly assume that you're sad, but you're not really sad. Like, you know how there's a resting bee face, but then there's also a sad, resting sad face when you're not really sad. I don't know if some of you have ever gotten people just say to you, like, what's wrong? Like, are you okay? You look sad, but you're not really sad. I don't know, I'm getting that energy. Okay. In the last month, only 41% of my viewers have subscribed to my channel, so if you enjoy my videos so far and would like to stay up to date with what I post daily, hit the subscribe button to not miss out. Thank you to all my subscribers that have been supporting me since the beginning. Your support means the world to me. My goal is to reach 100k subscribers by the end of the year, and I can't do it without you. Thank you to everybody that watches my videos, that likes, that comments. I'm sending you so much love and gratitude for you just being here. So, what do people wrongly assume about pile number 3s, please? We have the Suzerainer with the King of Mirrors, King of Cups. We have the 8 of Scrolls, which is the 8 of Swords. So, I'm getting with the King of Cups. Okay, I'm getting with the King of Cups. People may project that the reason you want your successes and the reason you work so hard is because you're trying to prove to other people your strengths and your smartness and like things like that, and you're trying to make yourself feel better emotionally because you don't feel good emotionally, so you're watching other people have success and like thinking that will bring you happiness and joy, thinking that will make you feel different, which is not true. You probably want this dream or this success or this big goal, whatever you're dreaming of and whatever you're taking action towards. It's probably because you have your heart and soul that you're pouring into this, because this dream was meant for you to follow, because maybe you believe it's part of your purpose or part of what you're meant to be doing. Maybe you feel intuitively guided to do it, and some of you don't know the reason, but I don't think it's because you're trying to, quote unquote, make yourself feel better. I'm almost hearing that quote, money doesn't buy happiness. So people are almost thinking like you're working way too hard towards this dream. And that it must be because you're stuck and because you're going through challenges, and that it's not really that you're putting your heart and soul into this, but you're, like going through challenges to do with your finances, which I don't know, may be true for some of you, but like, I don't feel like that's the full reason why. Maybe for others of you, it's like completely wrong. But it feels like a slap on the face is what Spirit is showing me, because you're dedicating yourself to this dream, devoting yourself to this dream, 12:12 on the clock, because your heart and soul is in it. Because you want this so badly. Not just because of money, not just because of the results, not just because of how others will see you. Like some people think that you only want the success because you want other people to look at you as successful. And I don't feel like you're somebody that really cares so much about what other people think about you or other people watching you and your reputation. You're more so this person that is deeply emotional and puts your emotions into things, into the things you do. It's fueled by your emotions, where it's like you have this big dream or goal because you really care about it, because you really have love for this. Not just because of this. I don't know, like they assume that your hard work is motivated by something else that is not quite pure, if that makes sense. But maybe it is a projection. So for example, like let's say you're working hard towards something because you want to weave your reality, create this thing in your reality. And because this is all you can think about. This is what you really want. And you don't care about the hard work you're putting into it because it's fun for you. You put your heart and soul into it. Maybe this is a childhood dream for some of you. Or maybe this is what you believe that is part of your purpose, But whatever this is, it's like a creative expression, It's part of you finding yourself through this journey. But people may just assume like that it's coming from an ulterior motive place. As if like, okay, let's say there's somebody that doesn't work hard, that only works hard when they are struggling financially, or they only work hard because they want other people to look at them as if they are successful and all these things. And maybe they're just projecting this onto you because they're that way. I hope that makes sense, because I feel like this pile has dealt with a lot of projections from others. And you do know this intuitively. You sense it. It's kind of like they think these things are true, but it's their own thoughts. We have the green man with the emperor. So I'm looking at this tree, look over these baby eggs in the nest, right? And then we have the mama bear here with the 7 of spirals, 7 of wands. Okay, people may think that you are very protective over what you have, where you don't want to share this with anybody. So, say for instance, you created something with another person and collaborated, that you would be that one person that wants to take all the credit and have it only be on yours. Or let's say you have certain ideas that you don't want, like you're so defensive over this that you don't want anybody to use your ideas. I mentioned copying earlier. So maybe for some of you, like you have other people that are copying you, and then they're kind of like assuming that you also copy other people, that you don't get ideas of your own, and that like maybe you're defensive and you're like trying to protect what you have so much, but it's not yours to keep. Because I'm looking at the tree and I'm observing it as if this tree isn't the like father of these eggs, but he's watching over them. So it's almost like I'm clairvoyantly seeing, you know, when kids are like, "Oh, this is not yours because it doesn't have your name on it." Um, you know, if you do resonate with that thing of like having other people copy you, and then if you've ever called them out or ever like just like been weirded out by the way they're copying you. Maybe they're just saying these things about you to make themselves feel less bad. You know how people sometimes will make excuses for them for things they do and justify their wrongdoings by saying everybody does that. It's giving me that vibe. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Stones. So people may sometimes wrongfully assume that you're not getting opportunities because you're not speaking about them. I get that you're the type of person that is passionate about what you do. You put your heart and soul into it. You love what you do. You love what you're creating here, and it's for you. You're not sharing the process, the behind the scenes process with anybody. We have Merlin with the hero at the back of the deck. So, for instance, Spirit is showing me an example of a celebrity that is working behind the scenes on a project of a song, of an album. Not a song, an album. And it's been 3 years since they've come up with a new album, but maybe they took 3 years to work on this album, and people are watching them and thinking they haven't released anything. Maybe they gave up. Maybe they don't want to make music anymore. But then, bam, out of nowhere, they've created a masterpiece album. And people are just so shocked and surprised because they worked behind the scenes and they didn't tell anybody that they had any plans to release anything, because they wanted to release it first and give the result first before telling people what they're doing. So you may be somebody that creates, that has this ability to almost like make everything you touch turn to gold, almost like make anything you touch turn to a masterpiece, or you're very talented at whatever it is you do. And then I'm almost getting like people will just assume that you're not getting the opportunities, but you are, that you like given up, but you haven't. And I think this is coming from a place of jealousy, because these are the types of people that don't do anything for themselves, that watch other people's successes in life and talents and things like that, and will badmouth it because they are not doing anything with their goals and dreams. They're staying stuck in the same place. So for instance, let's say you're an entrepreneur. You have your own business, but somebody else works a 9 to 5, and there's nothing wrong with that. But maybe they want to create their own business, but they're watching you do so, and they're saying, oh, they're never gonna make it. Like, it's so hard to create a business. And they're kind of projecting that onto you, and then you succeed, and they're like, what? It's to make themselves feel better. Then with the Merlin at the back of the deck with the hero, it's like people think you're just trying to save your bad situation by doing this. It's like from a place of not pure love for this, but more so from a place of wanting stability. And then they think that you're somebody that when this does happen and you do succeed, you do reach the end goal, the finish line, they're almost going to watch you and be like, how did they do this? Did they do magic with the Merlin? I am getting that energy. And with the cat on the Merlin, say you made mistakes here and there, which is normal. Failure is part of the process of finding success. Sometimes we need to fail and fall to learn how to walk. Just like when a baby learns how to walk. 1, 2, 2, 1 on the clock. But people are very, very scared of failure. You know, they think it's the end all be all. But with a cat and the Merlin, you know how a cat always lands on its feet, 222. You always land on your feet. And people wonder how it is you pick yourself up so fast. They wonder if you do get hurt and pretend you're not hurt. I hope that makes sense. That's what I'm seeing. Let's get your oracle card. I'm also hearing that stories you tell are not true, like you just want to seem interesting, but you're not. But these are like probably like very boring people with uninteresting lives, and then like let's say you tell a story or something and they're like, I don't think that's true. I don't think that really happened, but it did happen. Weird, but anyways. Divine feminine in reverse, magnetic and receptive power. So everything that's happening here is coming from a place of jealousy. They're trying to take you out of your own power because they don't feel good about themselves. Right? Because they see you being very powerful at whatever you do. They see you being very talented, very smart. They see you giving your heart to whatever you do. And instead of feeling inspired by you and looking at you as a muse, as somebody that, you know, they're inspired by, this is not everybody, but just like very jealous people. Then they project this onto you to make themselves feel better about maybe, for instance, their laziness, or like how I said, maybe some of you have people that copy you. And then they think that you copy too, but maybe your ideas are original and unique. Then just say that to make themselves feel better. It's giving me that vibe. We have duality with many meanings misunderstanding. It's coming from a place of their own shadow. Whatever they're projecting onto you is what they actually are, but they don't realize. It's giving me that vibe of, if you've ever had people accuse you of things that are not true, where they blatantly misunderstand you, they're not wanting to understand you. They're projecting their own shadow traits onto you that they hide from themselves. Because do you see how this woman is looking away from the book? She doesn't want to learn her own lessons. These are people that are not learning their own lessons. She has the skull right in her hand, and the candle is right there. Candles remind me of inspiration. She can take inspiration from you. Well, this doesn't have to be a gender identity, but this person can take inspiration from you, but they're choosing to look at it from a perspective of jealousy. But they're blind to their own jealousy, right? And then she has a skull right in her hand. She's ready to rebirth and transform and learn her lesson, but she's not using that. For instance, let's say somebody's looking at you succeed and they're watching you and they're feeling bitter. They could use that as inspiration to rebirth themselves. Maybe it feels a little bit bad, yeah, I'm insecure, I'm a little bit jealous looking at them succeed. But they can use that insecurity to fuel them to bettering themselves, but they don't. Instead, they create a shadow trait here where they make you seem like the bad guy for having success. I hope that makes sense. Angelic assistance, divine guidance, loving support. These are people that do not see the support of their angels and their spirit guides around them. And they think that, you've just been able to get help from your angels, from the divine in some way, but they haven't felt that help from the divine. But I'm getting with hidden knowledge at the back of the deck. This is their own lesson. They have very different lessons to you, and they're comparing themselves to you and making it seem like you compare yourself, right? But it's part of their lesson. It's part of what is in their Akashic records for them to learn. But it's past life cycles that they haven't learned from. And so their angels have tried to help them, but they haven't taken that help. Their angels have tried to give them clarity and help them plan towards something, but they haven't taken that, right? So it's like they're very bitter people. Miracles, ancient wisdom. It's like they see miracles entering your life and they don't believe it, so then they think it's not real. Or they just like try to downplay it because they don't see the miracles within their own life. And then we have hidden knowledge, Akashic records, silent understanding. These are also maybe people you've had past life connections to, where something happened within the Akashic records that is hidden to us right now. Okay, say for example, say in the past life they only went towards success because they wanted to be seen in a certain way in their reputation. And maybe they came across you, another successful person in the past life, and maybe you gave them tips on how to succeed, gave them some kind of wisdom. And then they kind of like projected onto you that you're the same as them, but you were not. And then in this life, they encounter you again. Maybe in this life, they don't do anything to create success because maybe part of their soul chose to not have it right now. Because in the past life, they more so cared about their reputation than the actual success, and it didn't give them the happiness they wanted. So let's say their soul in this lifetime chose to find that happiness within, but now they see you reaching success, and then they project their past life lesson onto you that they haven't fully learned. I hope that makes sense, but that's like an example of the energy. So this is what I have for you, pile number 3. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.